Hey guys, it's me Laura, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite containers for polymer clay, pencil boxes. I love these things. When you check these things out, these are plastic containers. Check on the back or on the bottom if they have a number 5 mark or a number 2. As long as that's there and they've got this milky white look, these are perfect for putting anything into them, especially polymer clay. Okay, so as you can see here, I have a lot of these containers and I have a fairly large studio, so I can store a lot. But not everybody has that kind of storage or that kind of room. So I want to go ahead today and break it down so that you can make these containers work for you in a smaller storage and where you can make them into kits even. So if you're on the go and you want to take a little clay with you just to, play with, here's a way in which you can go ahead and make your own kits and use these for your own storage. So I wanted to address a couple of other little containers I ran across in Walmart. This is a plastic soap box, and I found it has a number 5 recycling mark on the bottom of the container and will work great with polymer clay. These containers are great for unpackaged and conditioned clay. So if you want to take a few canes you created with you or on the go, or just some plain clay out of the package, this little container is great for keeping your clay separate from your tools. And then I found the plastic toothbrush holder. Oh my goodness, I love this thing. This container was especially great for any of my tissue blades, my ripple blades, X-Acto knives, needle tools, knitting needles, tweezers, ball tools. I mean, the list goes on and on. Or any tool that has a long handle on it. So check those out because they are great containers for those kinds of items. Here is the Cortland Fishing container, and I found this little container at Walmart in the fishing gear department. And I have to say, I love going into the fishing gear department of any store. Most of the time they have small containers for their fly fishing, but I have discovered over the years that many of these containers are great for arts and crafts of all kinds, including polymer clay. For me, this kind of a container is great for storing all of those extra discs I get with my clay guns. With this being said, let's take these containers, the soap box, the toothpaste container, and the Cortland Fishing container, and see how we can use them in concert with our pencil boxes. All right, so the packaged clay kit, we're going to go ahead and use our box here. We're going to fill it up. I've got 2 tiles. These tiles are about 4¼ inches long, or I should say square, and they're just smooth tiles to work on. So you place those in your container. I've got packaged clay, and that's where the packaged container bit comes from. In other words, any kind of packaged clay, say you don't want to use fresh clay, you want to take some packages instead, this is a nice way to use that. So I've got my Fimo, which is an odd size, and then of course my Primo or Scopely or whatever I have there. And then I changed out one of the tiles, and the reason for this is I wanted to show you could go ahead and put your fresh clay canes in there along with your blade, your knitting needles, a needle tool right on the side there along with your rolling pin, or I should say your acrylic roller. And then I also took out some of my Kemper cutters. I thought, this would be a great little package to put in there as an extra where you could roll it out and do some fun stuff with that too. An overall package, if you will. So the unpackaged clay kit is pretty much the clay that's already been conditioned and put together. Again, I'm taking my tiles, my 2 tiles, I'm putting there in the box. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in my Cortland box this time. Now, I want to go ahead and show you how I actually used it. So I went ahead and cut off the hanger because you have to cut off that hanger part. It won't fit otherwise. And then I opened that up, and again, I just took my clay discs from my Sculpey clay gun and put those in there, and you can organize them however you want. But this just gives you an idea of how that container works. Once you have that in the box, then go ahead and set it in there into the pencil box. And again, you have a nice little spot for your clay gun right next to it. And then I took the soap container, and this is where, just add in some clay. And here again, I'm placing in some canes I've already previously made. This way I can use them whenever I want. And if they're in this container, I won't have to go looking for them wherever they might be. So here we have that toothbrush container. And I'm going to go ahead and fill it up. Probably take my blade. Let's see what else. Oh yes, my X-Acto knife, my burnisher, needle tool, and really whatever else I want to take with me. My knitting needles, put those all in there, and then just close it up and put that in the container. And I'll put my scissors on the side separately. I can't fit that, of course, in that in that toothbrush container. And then maybe a couple of ripple blades, Oh yes, and a couple of styluses. That would be great too. Now, you might have to trade off a little bit. Sometimes these little toothbrush containers get a little bit full, so you might have to be kind of choosy about what kind of tools you're going to want to put in them. Or, in this case, like I'm doing here, maybe use that second container and put it in right beside it. Now, sometimes this can get full, so maybe you want to put an acrylic roller in there. So you're going to have to be a little bit picky. Just kind of go back and forth. Okay, do I want this or do I want that? And see what works for you. Here I'm taking out all the contents in this box, and I just wanted to show you how much that little pencil box can carry. It's quite a bit. So enjoy packing this up. I think you'll have a lot of fun. Now we are going to create a kit for my 3D Zentangling people out there. I just put in 2 clay guns alongside my 2 square tiles. I have my tissue blade, my knitting needles, and all other long-handled tools in that toothbrush container. I'll put that together and then place that alongside my ripple blades and my needlepoint scissors inside the box. Then take your clay inside the soap box and place that on top of the tiles. Now look at that Cortland box with the clay discs in it. It fit perfectly by sitting right on top of the barrels of the clay guns. I couldn't believe my luck when I discovered that the other day. What a wonderful fit. So here I'm going to go ahead and put on my acrylic roller into the box. Now you can tell it's not quite fitting really easy. That's because it's at an angle. It does fit, but you do have to be aware of that. So my acrylic roller, all those tools in the little toothbrush bin, my scissors, I'm just going to take the cap off so you can see it. Of course, the discs, the clay, the ripple blades, the clay guns, and the tiles. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, and leave me a message. I'd love to know what you're thinking on this. And as always, I'm sending out my biggest hugs, and I hope you have a fantastic day.